Chemtrails over American skies. Are they part of some secret government program to control the weather or influence the minds of our citizens?
Some aircraft are dumping chemicals in the sky to try to manipulate the weather. While a federal
Chemtrails and contrails. Do you know the difference? Do you even know what they are? The terms are often interchanged. Erroneously, they are not the same.
What if I told you there's a secret facility in Alaska that could control the weather, manipulate communications, and even cause earthquakes? Sounds impossible, but it is very real. The name is HAARP, a groundbreaking science experiment, or maybe something far more sinister, maybe a military weapon. Today, we're diving deep into the truth behind HAARP. HAARP stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. It's a research facility situated in Gakona, Alaska, and it's funded by the U.S. military. The contractor for building the facility in the year 1993 was APTI, which is a subsidiary company for the parent company called ARCO, being the second largest employer in Alaska, primarily involved in oil. The official purpose is to study the ionosphere, a layer of Earth's atmosphere 50 to 400 miles up. Although the patents filled by Dr. Bernard Eastland, who started working for ARCO in the mid-1980s, specifically say method and apparatus for altering a region in the Earth's atmosphere, ionosphere, and/or magnetosphere. Add chemtrails to the mix, and that's where things get mind-blowing. So is it really research for helping scientists understand auroras, or is there something more sinister behind HAARP? Is it possible that HAARP, with ionized chemtrails, be a part of global direct energy weapon system? Why is it that HAARP sparks so much suspicion? Is it because of its power and the secrecy behind it? Since the completing of the IRI, which stands for Ionospheric Research Instrument, HAARP can direct billions of watts into the ionosphere. According to HAARP's team, this was to look at the aurora and how the ionosphere affects radio signals. There was also a mention of mapping the mineral content of the terrestrial subsurface and finding underground complexes or regions in various countries. But chemtrails take it further. After all, what are chemtrails but a global extension of biological and chemical field experiments going on for decades? What is actually going on in our skies? Here are some theories. Weather control. Some say HAARP can manipulate weather patterns, triggering hurricanes, floods, or droughts. They point to the research paper written in 1996, Owning the Weather in 2025. Coincidence? Maybe, but weather events like Hurricane Katrina in 2005 was especially strange since it was the only hurricane to sit for 2 days inland without any movement, or the 2010 Haiti earthquake due to a previously unknown fault line. Although, some fascinating data from the Demeter spacecraft showing a significant increase in ultra-low frequency radio signals before. Mind control. This one is wild. Theorists claim HAARP's radio waves can influence brainwaves, controlling thoughts or behavior. Chemtrails. Here where things start to go crazy. Whistleblowers sustain that the aerosols filling the skies are a project between the Pentagon and the pharmaceutical industry. The purpose is the testing of biological diseases. The metals released along with the bacteria and viruses heat up from the sun, creating a perfect environment for them to thrive in the air. Will Thomas, a former pilot, wrote in his book that the earliest chemtrails were observed in World War II and Korean War. Why do these theories persist? HAARP's remote location, limited public access, and early secrecy didn't help. Plus, the U.S. military's history of controversial projects like Project Argo or Project Sanguine fuels distrust. Let's get to science. Official reports say that HAARP's main job is to study how the ionosphere affects radio communications by heating small patches of the ionosphere. allegedly, scientists can simulate natural phenomena like solar flares and measure their effects. This helps improve navigation systems, satellite communication, and even missile defense. Yeah, sure. Okay. However, U.S. military documents clearly show how HAARP aims to learn how to exploit the ionosphere for DoD purposes. Although they claim HAARP's billions of watts are a drop in the bucket, how about when it mixes with the one in Arecibo, Puerto Rico, or the EICAT, European Incoherent Scatter Scientific Association in Norway? How about chemtrails? At first, they said they were just contrails, exhaust condensing from airplanes. Yeah, okay, but why does it persist for hours and eventually transform into cirrus-like clouds?
So why do conspiracies about HAARP thrive? Is it because of the military funding, Bernard Eastland's patents, mind control, chemtrails? But let's break it down. Mind control. I couldn't find any evidence about this, although some people claim that HAARP's electron cyclotronic resonance heating capability that operates in lower frequencies can affect all living creatures. Studies show how ELF, extremely low frequency, can cause a variety of psychological effects, like fear, anxiety, depression, and also panic attacks. Weather control. Articles and declassified documents show the master plan of weather control and a new type of weapon initiative. Also, the scientists have experimented with weather control since the 1940s, like the cloud seeding invented by Vincent Schaefer, or the McDonald ideas for using the weather as a weapon system, which he describes on his chapter, How to Wreck the Environment, for the book Unless Peace Comes. Bernard Eastland's patent said the technology could manipulate global weather systems, which is based on Nikola Tesla's work, who Dr. Eastland cited, but we'll get to that in another episode. Chemtrails. These are weird. Although for years they said they're just normal contrails, recently they said they are part of a geoengineering program, the SRM, or the Stratospheric Aerosol Injection. Small particles would be dumped into the atmosphere to reflect sunlight. Yeah, okay.
So, is HAARP a weather-controlling superweapon or just a misunderstood science project? A lot of evidence points to the first, but could it just be a tool for studying the ionosphere, not a sci-fi villain's lair? I don't know, but some recent storms I've seen sure do look weird and not natural. What about chemtrails? Leave aside the conspiracy, I don't know what the consequence could be by spraying all the calcium carbonate or the titanium dioxide, at least officially that's what they're spraying, or the fact that they're covering the sun to avoid global warming, although some scientists say that we're actually entering in a cooling phase. Well, that's why we need conspiracies, to remind us to question what we're told, especially when it involves the government, power, and secrecy. What do you think? Is HAARP hiding something, or is it just science doing its thing? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know. For more videos like this, hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.